Welcome back, everyone. Well, here we are. We've capitalized on Tour 2. Got a little ways to go in Tour 3. And like I said, don't skip tours. I mean, I know I did because I played this game before and I can kind of wiggle my way through the higher tours without, but I'm not going past 6 until I've completed it. Even though I only have 134 more trophies to unlock 7. You definitely don't want to go any further than 6 without completing them all, that's for sure. So anyway, let's try out a Tour 3 here for you today. See if we can't get a little closer to completing this. Like I always say, one of the main things is, and it's hard to do, is when you play the game a lot, you tend to, especially in the lower levels, it's very easy to bump yourself up the ranks each week by qualifying for, say you're in Pro 3, to get to Pro 2, Pro 1. It's every time if you play a lot, you're probably going to qualify for the next round. Now what happens there is, the higher the league you're in, that's the people that you're going to play on whatever tour you play. It doesn't matter what tour it is. So if you're leaving the lower tours too late, you're going to end up playing players that might be more advanced than you club-wise. And it's going to be a lot harder to complete the tour. That's why I say do them one at a time, because you want to play. You really want to watch where you're standing in your league. You want to try and, when you're down this low, you don't want to go any higher than pro. Like if you happen to end up in expert and you're playing these lower levels, you're going to be in trouble. It's just not going to be good for you. You want to make sure you're keeping yourself either in the middle of the pack where you're staying in the same division, or even relegating is not such a bad idea. But relegating usually takes not playing at all for an entire week. So, you just don't want to get into that promotion zone too early in the game. Especially when you're, like I said, you're down in these lower levels. So just watch that in the weeks to come. Like, check your league out and make sure you're not going crazy and getting yourself too far ahead of where you should be. So about this hole, basically you just want to rip it down as far as you can, and then the next shot you're just kind of taking this leap of faith. Basically, you just want to get it onto the green by avoiding the rough. Now, I should have used some power there. I figured it would go a lot further than that, but it didn't. That being the wind was blowing back at me a little bit, so no, this doesn't make sense. I mean, mine was a 4.4, and here he is with, I guess it's his next shot, sorry. Mine will be a 1.2 or something like that as well. Probably less than that, actually, because he's using a white ball. This is a nice shot, using the back wall to come back. If he'd have been a bit higher, that probably would have went in. He got lucky that he got out of the rough and made it there, but I'm still at a 1.3. It's kind of disappointing. So, and again, watch your ball guide, because see, the second bounce, it's still going to go further. It's got a roll, 2 bounces and a roll, so just going to put this up a little bit because of the wind here. And hopefully we'll get this sucker to go in. Nope. I don't see how it went. I guess I did put my, yeah, and the 1s and 2 mile an hours, I mean, it really doesn't affect your ball. I should have put that right straight at the pin. I wasn't that far away. When you're close to the green, there's not a lot of wind adjustment you need to make. Obviously, I'll get into wind adjustment eventually in this series. I don't want to get into it too early because the winds aren't very high in the lower levels, and you don't want to get too crazy with what you're doing. You want to stick to the basics. Mainly in this level, you just want to keep it on the green, on the fairway, and out of the rough. It'll get you most likely to the shootout or a victory, because your opponent, being new as well, will most likely screw up before that. Now this one here, you do not want to put this going too far, because it will roll off the backside if you go by the hole. Let's see how this is probably not going to make it to the hole, which is okay. Oh, went by. Now see, here's the problem. If you go by the hole, this happens. Now, I kind of got lucky there. It didn't go super far, but if you get any sort of push on that ball, it's going to roll even further than that. Now, most likely I've lost this one. I shouldn't have put that top spin on there, and it would have sat right in front of the hole. So, I mean, this one's basically over. She's seen what I did, and obviously didn't use the top spin here, I'm guessing, and this one's going to sit nice and pretty right in front of the hole. Very nice shot. Now if I hadn't put that top spin on, I probably would have been sitting right in the same spot. So there you have it. Yes, we're going to win some and lose some, and all you haters out there, go ahead and bash me for putting the video up on a loss, but it's the way the game goes, and I don't think you're going to learn either way. I mean, what happens, right? Oh really, Golf Clash wants to know how happy I am. See, now I don't know what to do. Here's something for you. Now, what do you do in this scenario? Is Golf Clash sitting there going, well, if he's happy, then we could give him a couple losses? And because I really don't understand how this game works. It honestly, I do believe, and everybody says it, and I kind of believe it, when you spend money on the game, you tend to all of a sudden start winning. And when you're not spending any money on the game, it seems to become a lot more difficult. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, but that is a strategy in a business sense to make money, right? They don't want you to become too good that you don't need to spend money. But at the same time, if you're losing all the time, you're probably just going to quit the game, and then they're not making any money either way. So I don't know. It's hard to say what they're doing. I do know for a fact that they're the bots they use, or the replays that they use, and this is one thing that you can check out for yourself. If you're searching for a player, I'm just going to do a yellow. If you're searching for a player, that wheel's spinning, and it goes longer than 5-6 seconds, back out of the game. Back out of the game and start it over, because once it goes too long, they'll throw a replay in there. So now the problem being is the replays are too strong, and they don't seem to understand this. Most replays are either like an eagle on a par 5, a birdie on a par 4, and in the shootout they're within 2 meters or yards from the hole, and it's just not fair. You have to play perfect to beat this replay. So that part of it I don't understand. A replay, if it's their fault that they don't have enough people to match us up, and that shouldn't be how do you say it? It shouldn't be against us because of it. Their replays should basically be, on a par 5, a birdie, in a shootout within 5 or 6 meters, I would think. Like a basic play, not a strong, I'm going to beat you replay, because it's not our fault that they can't find somebody for us to play. So it should be to our advantage, but it's not. So just keep that in mind when you're playing. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Wiggleboom 1 and Wiggleboom 2 clan wise does have openings, I do believe, if anybody was willing to join. Check out wiggleboomsports.com. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, make sure you're getting all the videos sent to your phone or whatever you get your stuff on. Follow me on Twitter, 97warren97, and we'll catch you on the next episode here. Probably going to do some wind adjustment and stuff like that here soon. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.